Good morning, everyone. Michael Chen and I have prepared a presentation on the first chapter of Colin A. Russell's The Conflict of Science and Religion. The general perception of the relationship between science and religion has been one of intense conflict or battle. It has been dubbed the conflict thesis or warfare model. There are many examples of individuals clashing with religion as a whole. Copernicus, for example, championed the heliocentric model of the solar system, a model that the sun, rather than the earth, was at the center of the universe. This was in direct opposition of the Christian view of a geocentric Earth. Galileo also famously clashed with religion. The Italian played a major role in the scientific revolution and heavily promoted Copernicus's theory. Galileo was investigated by the Roman Inquisition and eventually was placed under house arrest. Johannes Kepler is yet another scientist who experienced opposition from religion in regards to his work. Kepler played a significant role in the scientific revolution with his mathematics and astronomical observations, developing laws of planetary motion. Finally, Charles Darwin's theory of evolution has had the most profound battle, if you will, with religion. On the Origin of Species argued evolution over time as opposed to the independent creation of species, a belief held by certain Christians. So, what are the areas of contention between science and religion? Well, to begin with, there's the age of the earth. The Bible claims a timeline of roughly 6,000 years, whereas science points to a much older figure. This has created immense amounts of controversy, along with the fact versus faith debate. There has been significant polarization between a science based on facts and theology, which is based on faith. This has led to gods of the gaps, where religion was used to fill gaps in scientific knowledge. Ethics is another area of contention, where questions about genetic engineering, nuclear power, insecticides, abortion, and the value of life are still debated today. With these examples, it's not the science, rather, it's the application that's under such intense scrutiny. Many people believe that science threatens the power of the church. The conflict thesis highlighted the verses in Science versus Religion, forcing people to choose one or the other, an effect that could weaken the power of religion and was certainly threatening in the eyes of the church. The conflict thesis is most embodied by the Huxley-Wilberforce debate. Today, it is often portrayed as a heated brawl between the two titans, with Huxley and the Darwinian evolution model emerging as the victor. But was this actually the case? Science and religion are portrayed in constant battle. The conflict thesis, however, has many weaknesses. Even the famed Huxley-Wilberforce debate, the poster child of the model, was in fact a low-key and impromptu affair. So, what are some weaknesses of the conflict thesis? To begin with, science and religion weren't actually at odds to the extent where there was no middle ground between the two. The two are actually quite intertwined, one building off of ideas from another, leading to a sometimes symbiotic relationship. Isaac Newton, for example, embodied the symbiotic relationship. He had many significant scientific breakthroughs, namely the discovery of gravity, which was fostered by his religion. Blaise Pascal is another individual who, like Newton, wasn't pitted against religion. Pascal is a famous mathematician, perhaps best known for his triangle. Pascal made significant attempts to integrate science and religion. Another weakness with the conflict thesis is that it portrays victory as inevitable. Huxley beat Wilberforce, for example, a clear winner. There isn't in fact a reason as to why this has to be, but the existence of winners tends to distort the reality. This distorted view is a massive weakness of the conflict thesis. It distorts the view of disputes that didn't result from the clash between science and religion. For example, the alleged religious opposition to the use of chloroform during midwifery, despite there being no evidence to this claim. The conflict thesis has a tendency to make mountains out of molehills. Minor squabbles are falsely elevated to the status of major conflicts. Again, the Huxley-Wilberforce debate is often used as an example of a major conflict when in reality this just isn't the case. So, given that there are many inconsistencies between the conflict thesis and reality, why has it persevered for so long? This is a question that has perplexed historians for decades. However, there are a few theories as to why this is the case. Many people believe scientists perpetuated the conflict thesis to increase public appreciation for science. The act of degrading religion and causing perceived conflict could be seen as beneficial for scientists in an up-and-coming field. In conclusion, the conflict thesis has been perpetuated for a long time now. The thesis had the net effect of blowing many disagreements way out of proportion and has ultimately shrouded historical facts. Thank you for your time.